Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about Bitcoin and crypto after the halving, the surge that is about to come, and how long it could take, what could be happening before, a couple of factors from the economy, and also, things that are just pure facts that cannot be denied. But all of that right after the little intro. So, good morning to all of you. I hope you're doing well. I know, we did not have a crypto morning coffee since a couple of days. We didn't do it as frequently as we wanted to. So yesterday there was none, Friday there was none, so that sucks, I know. So anyways, make sure to smash up the like button and subscribe here to the channel. We are at 4,050 already. That is crazy. So definitely the the subscribers are growing either way. And we have some people in the chat already. Trucking Hank, my rare hodler, is here. Good morning. And Patrick Boltman also. I don't know why the chat doesn't highlight you as a channel, as a rare hodler, but you are here on my side, at least on the screen. So I don't know if this is a YouTube setting or so, but you should be highlighted as a rare hodler. The people are coming in right now. Energy is here. Moin. Good to see you, Energy. Guys, subscribing, liking, everything helps the channel. If you want to become a rare hodler, that helps the channel even more. Everyone that you see here on this rare hodler screen is supporting this channel, is sponsoring this channel. So this is why this time is for each and every one of you. Hey, G Money, bringing the coffee to the table. Absolutely. Let's have a sip of coffee here. So if you want to be one of this exclusive gang, then you have to become a YouTube subscriber to this channel. But let's jump right into the matter. I want to show something to you in this. Why is this off-centered? There you go. In this chart, and I really when I really go into the monthly, or I want to come from the monthly, let me just quickly see this here. Patrick says, when I watch on laptop, it highlights. Now I'm watching from the phone, then it doesn't work. I don't know why this is happening. YouTube is buggy. But anyways, we all know that you are one of us. Green Lantern also here, GM, my fellow hodlers. What is going on? Everyone, like all the rare hodlers today in the stream. Let's go. Okay, so Bitcoin monthly chart. We are red on the monthly, but we are coiling a little bit up here, right? So, okay, is this good? Is this good enough? Should be more like this, right? Okay. What we can see is that basically the monthly, if you really zoom in here, and I don't have any lines activated just yet, but the monthly is basically a retest on top of our previous all-time high. Yeah, it just wicked down to that level, and now it's more or less with the candle body where the wicks before ended. So we may be closing this month red, and there is absolutely no problem with that because we already had a record streak of green candles before. But we retested here, and maybe we are going back and forth between this very low 60,000 for the rest of the month. We don't know just yet, but it is all aligned with where we should be in the cycle, in my opinion. So I think that after this, very likely there is a bigger surge coming, just because of that, right? Just because of the retest and then maybe continuation. But also, if you look at our indicators that show us where where we are at the cycle, we see that we are mimicking this RSI pattern here, where we come up to almost 80, and then we come back down before we have our big surge, right? So that was in this cycle. And also in this cycle, you can see that right at this point, we had a sell-off as well that looks exactly or almost exactly like this. That is more or less of the same magnitude. So we're good, right? Nothing else has changed from the indicator, so I'm not going to go more into that. I just want to highlight that there is another scenario in the daily. Let me just quickly reload this. And okay, let me reload this. So, oh, by the way, happy halving, right? Because we didn't see each other here on the stream directly after the halving. So you see, right, the halving kicked in. I was traveling. So what's the downside scenario? So the upside scenario is we had our bounce from the support. This is support, and we continue to go up, right? And then this upside scenario would be 80 something thousand. The downside scenario would be we form a lower high here on the daily, and we continue to go down for another month, right? So that would be the negative scenario, as highlighted here, that it could happen. Like the worst case scenario that I see would be to find support then back here on previous resistance. This would not be the end of the world. It would just suck because altcoins would go down even lower. It hurts in the portfolio, but on the other hand, these would be perfect entries. We cannot count on that because we bounced on the support here. We're coming back up. Now we will have to see how we react at these previous resistances, so to say, right? There are 3 of them. And yeah, if we get rejected there, then we could see lower prices. Then we actually could have another, let's say, buy the dip moment, right? But for now, it doesn't look like it. So we're going to leave this this downside scenario in here just because it would not be invalidated just yet. But yeah. Oh, Chris Thomas, hey, morning all. You are also here. Andrew Dunlap is here, GM and GE. What is GE? I don't know what G is, I think. Oh, good evening. I'm okay. Yeah. Okay, more coffee for me, I guess. Good morning and good evening. Okay. Let's look a little bit at something that I've also discussed last time. Let's move this a little bit more here, over here. What you see here is, again, we're looking at the US and we're looking at credit card percentages and basically credit card defaults, delinquency rates, okay? So the delinquency rates, the sixth on Discover Financial, that is the 6th largest credit card issuer in America, that just went up to 2008 levels. So we see how this developed in 2008 here. And after 2008, basically, when there was also some rate hiking. And basically the delinquency rate jumped from 4.7% to 5.7% in a quarter. So that is a pretty high rise. And we see that these delinquency rates, basically, they peaked up in that, or after that financial crisis in 2008 to 9%. Now they're at 5.7%. And this comes, why do I show this to you guys? Not because I want to make fun of anyone in the US or something like that. No, it's more because it shows that something is really wrong in the system, and it shows at the base consumer, so to say. And again, why are there so many people taking on credit card debt? because when the rates were low, it didn't really matter, right? You could just have a negative balance on credit card. But now, basically, it matters with the higher interest rates, and you have to pay hard on these credit card debt. And I think it's more of it's something more common to take on a lot of debt on credit card in the US, I believe, at least. Also because the credit card linings are higher, easier to get a higher line. But if someone is unable to repay because basically debt is piling up more than they could service the interest rates, they may be defaulting on credit card debt. Okay. So there are already delay rates. I think people that pay 30, 60, and 90 days are 30, 60, and 90 days behind. And then there are people that cannot service their debt anymore. And usually when that happens, when the default is getting too hard, as we see here, then also there must be a pivot. And that is where I'm getting at with all of that. I mean, this rise shows clearly that at some point, everyone that holds debt that is not fixed at a certain rate will have a problem with these high rates being that high. And then the Fed has to lower the rates. And when that happens, the whole system goes back on, as I outlined in the last Crypto Morning Coffee. But enough with that. I think it's only a matter of time. I mean, we see it here, a couple of more months, maybe half a year, until this just goes high as this default rate goes so high that you cannot maintain rates anymore on that level. So that would be the moment where I think there needs to be rate cuts still this year, and that will fuel the rally in crypto even more. That is inevitable. Andrew says, nighttime here in Hawaii. Oh man, Hawaii. I want to visit that place for sure. And Tito says, hope everyone is doing well. I hope so too. Okay, so this list, you don't have to read it all, but I want to just highlight the power of the Bitcoin ETFs. Yeah, aloha. Absolutely. The Bitcoin ETF power. So we know that there are 10 asset managers or so that are giving out shares for Bitcoin as so to say security shares for investing in Bitcoin via asset managers. So one of them is BlackRock. So, and what we see here is the list of asset managers that are using BlackRock, that are owning IBIT shares. Okay, so every single asset manager on the list knew that their investment in BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF will be disclosed publicly, and they invested anyways. This is a huge step forward for Bitcoin adoption. So what we see here is Quattro Financial Advisors, Brookstone Capital Management, Fiduciary Alliance, Panoramic Investment Advisors, Epic, Kingswood, Trainer, Wealth, and so on. A huge list, right? And their holdings. So we see here how many shares they have, what the market value is of that, and basically when they made their position, or not when they made their position, what the date of that position disclosed. So it's all like quarterly reported on the 31st of March. So this holding is about a month old, right? So it could be more already. And then the state, and this is all in the US, right? So, and this is what I meant a month ago with the different layers. You have an ETF provider like BlackRock, and then you have other investors, like other asset managers that are creating a position in that, and they are offering these as in the mix of financial products to their end investors. So you don't have to have more Bitcoin ETFs to have more Bitcoin ETF investing effect. How come Loman Mick is selling everything? I have no idea, but I saw it as well. I saw that he's selling Stormtroopers, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how come. No idea. You have to ask him. Okay. This, in my opinion, is one of the most important things. My rare hodlers have seen it before in the Telegram group for the rare hodlers, so nothing new for you guys. But here we basically see, and we have looked at this in the charts as well ourselves, but here we see basically what we also said before the Bitcoin halving. The cost of producing one Bitcoin at the moment is $77,400, which means that at the current price, it is not economically valuable to produce a Bitcoin, because the price is just higher to produce it than you can sell it at the moment, meaning that miners that are producing a Bitcoin at the moment with their new mining equipment, they will not sell the newly mined Bitcoin to finance their operations until that is the new price point of Bitcoin, or they would sell it as a loss, at a loss, right? So technically, what you would expect is that Bitcoin should be going above 77,400 next. Why? Because, as you can see here, from all the last cycles, the Bitcoin cost, the electric cost, has always been the lowest support band for the Bitcoin price in the long haul. So you see it here. You see how it's glued, the price action, the Bitcoin price, or the miner price basically, is always glued to this band. And then you have here the electrical cost, which is the 77,000, and then you have a production cost that's actually sitting at 128,000, 129,000. So would be right at the moment. So, and that at the same time, you have a high demand that will drive the price higher, so that is valuable. But we have to see that at all times, you see how this electrical cost is driving the miner price. Yeah. So Bitcoin is about to go a lot higher because of that. So if we're looking at where we are right now, we are at 66,000. So we should be at least at, where is the 77,400? It's somewhat here. So we should go 16% higher just to match the electrical cost of producing a Bitcoin. Yeah. Let's see here. Louis says servus. Servus for everyone who is not from Germany. That's how you greet people in southern Germany and Bavaria. G-Money says, looks like a sell wall. He's still accumulating. I think that could be the case, right? We're talking about Loam and Mick on Veve, right? But that could be the case, yeah. Okay, but nonetheless, I think this will take effect. This price, this electrical cost for Bitcoin will take effect, and it will uplift Bitcoin's price. I mean, we have always seen this after the halving, that the cost of production is leading to higher prices as miners are not willing to sell their production already cut in half, already very costly. Sometimes you also see miners turning off their machines until the price, so they don't even, it's not that they don't sell, they don't produce at the price. So you would see a fall off in hash power for the time being. But yeah, we will see what happens. Lastly, something else that also supports us growing or us going upwards, and now I have to move the chat instead of the window. The MVRV momentum, yeah, an indicator that shows us, a momentum indicator basically that shows us when we expect the next rally. So you see it here. Basically, you have a moving average in the blue line, and then you have the MVRV ratio, which is the orange line. So, and whenever the MVRV, this orange line dips below the moving average, the 90-day moving average of that momentum, and here in green highlighted the negative momentum, after that we have a massive surge. And that is what we have seen since, this is only our cycle right now. Here's the bear market, right? Every time after this dip below, the momentum dip below, we had a price surge of, on average, 67% on average in this cycle. So the last time this happened, we had a 91% surge, and now we are basically under it again. We could stay under it for a little longer. I mean, we see this here, but after this green negative momentum phase ends, we have a price surge every time, as we can see here. It just is a matter of time when we cross back above. So we could be seeing a 50% move theoretically out of Bitcoin next, right? And that would be below average. I mean, we see it here, 63, 58, then a small one, 98, almost 100%, and another 90. So let's just say that Bitcoin moves from here and does this average 67%. That would bring us to 111,000 Bitcoin price. Okay, so I mean, it could be happening, it could be starting already, but we need to cross back above this 90. I mean, you see it also here, right? You had this spike down, but then it was hovering for another couple of weeks on that momentum, on that 90-day average before we started our rally again. And yeah, at some point there will be a top in the market, and then this whole thing is over, right? Okay. Hey, good morning, Chago Solis. What's going on? Overall, the market is fairly green. I mean, we see it in the altcoins. Let me just move this a little bit more to the side so we see it all. So here we see it. Now we cannot see which coin it is, so we have to go a little bit more like this. There we go. We see that most altcoins are green and some are bouncing back hard. I mean, for example, SHIB, it's just crazy. SHIB's 25% in the last 7 days. So here near 38%, almost 40% in the last 7 days. ICP is doing very well, 22% bounce back. Last 90 days, 44%. StackR doing well. So we have a couple of alts that have done really, really well. Also Pepe again is rising. So it seems that the meme coin season is not over yet. Dog we've had 800% in the last 90 days. That's crazy. For me, that would be profit taking. But also some of our coins. So here we see it, right? Dog we've had. But the graph also 20% bounce back. Coin that we have recommended without being financial advice on this channel, 105% in the last 90 days. And then we see the AI is doing really well. But overall, I think the market is looking good, looking great. Andrew says, curious if anyone got Gummy airdrop or bought some. First time I've seen the meme launch like this. Actually, I've missed this one, I think. But yeah, I've seen a couple of people also in the Rare Hodler group talking about Gummy, I think. So yeah, let us look at something that is super interesting also, in my opinion. and that is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, you see it here. Whoops, there we go. In the daily, so we have lost some dominance in the market, quite a bit. So this is how altcoins came back. Almost, yeah, 3.5%. And we bounced here on the previous highs, right? These are in the weekly, they're only wicks, but we bounced here on the previous highs. So actually this is a bullish, even though that some people are like, oh, Bitcoin dominance is falling, it's altcoin season. No, it's still not altcoin season. Everyone's like, no, altcoin season is about to start. It's not yet starting. This is bullish. And if we confirm this as a bounce and we will put in a higher high on this, and then we are going for the Bitcoin dominance again, right? So here we see it as well. This is our retest. We are still looking to head to new highs. So there we go. G-Money asks, how is Chappyz going? I just staked all of mine to qualify for the airdrop. 20% reward with a lockup until October. That will leave plenty of time to take profit, don't you think? I think so, yes, absolutely. I think so. I did not... Is this still available? I don't know. I don't know if this is still available, but... G-Money says, I crushed it with Gummy. I'm really, really happy that you guys are doing well on the meme side or on the coin launches. So that is definitely true. Let's take a look at some of this from the altcoin perspective. But first of all, I want to I swear I do not I mean, you can compare it in the videos if you want, but I did not touch this, right? This is the total 3. Let me quickly refresh this. This is the total 3, and on the daily, and it's like, I mean, it's like clockwork. We're just look at this. Look at how the wick of the sell-off went exactly to the level where it was last year. Just what is the time difference between everything? 23 days, there and thereabout, right? So we are, if this is aligned, we're now 23 days early, which means that if we would be 23 days early from the rally, we should, so this is 22, but it's not that accurate here. So this is until this, so we should be starting to rally with the altcoins like hard. We should rally up hard at the 28th of April. Let's see if this is really that accurate. By the way, what is the 28th of April? Okay, that's a Sunday. So actually 23 days would be the 27th, right? So okay, so let's say the 29th, because it's unusual that it rallies on a weekend. So let's say the 29th, which would be 21 days, okay? So let's say we should be rallying on the 29th of April, which would be here. Let's see if this happens. This would be crazy. But so far, we have everything pretty early, right? I mean, if you would move this a little bit to the left side, this left translated. So the left translation of the cycle seems to be accurate on about 20 to 23 days. Let's see if it stays this way. But until now, it's like clockwork. Okay. Now you said also this is for the same goes for the I mean, we're even more accurate actually on the total market cap of without the top 10. Yeah. Also here left translation. The sell-off is on point. The rally should be happening soon. Let's try to check this on. Hey, duck and cover. What's going on? good to see you. Let's check Chappyz. I've not looked at Chappyz for like a long time. Is it that I've bookmarked? Yes. Okay, so Chappyz seems to be still in the same accumulation, like a bigger accumulation range, but between the same bands that we had before. So we had a big surge for Chappyz. Here, someone bought a huge amount of Chappyz apparently somewhere here. So I would say that potentially this could be the new. This could be. Let's see if this holds. Actually, this will be interesting. For Chappyz, this would be a nice support to hold. So we see a lot of confluence here, right? So if you see here, it's support, it's resistance, resistance, flipped into support, it's back at support. The problem, or the one thing with Chappyz is that Chappyz has a release schedule of coins that is relatively regular, and a lot of people still have from the first seeding rounds a lot of coins left over. But I think that the SocialFi plus AI aspect will make it really hard soon, and for me this I might be getting a little bit more actually. If we lose support here and come back down to this, I'd say, whale accumulation range, then definitely I'll get more. But so far we have seen a nice and big sell off here and not pump back just yet. So we will have to see. But also if you look at the RSI, we're coming down to, we're below 40 already, and in a bull market, RSI of 40 on an altcoin is where potentially the bottom should be. I mean, we see it here, there's not much room. Yeah. I'd say we could find support here. If we don't, we have another big ways to go. Then we have a 40% move to the downside potentially. But that's Chappyz. Let's look at our favorite shitcoin, Omi. Just joking. Of course, the narrative is not on Omi at the moment. And let's see how we're doing. So, actually, we had a reaction where we expected it to react. Patrick is now it works apparently. Lunar Classic. I would really not touch that with a 10-foot pole, but some people make money on that. Duck and cover. Patrick says, I haven't bought Chappyz yet. Not the right time to buy now. I would say if you want to buy it, DCA wise, there could be a portion, or you're saying, okay, if it bounces, you're also okay with buying a little bit higher, and you just see how this plays out, right? How this plays out in the next days or so. Because, I mean, there is a decisive moment right now for everything, right? So first of all, Bitcoin, will Bitcoin challenge the highs, or will Bitcoin form a lower high and go down? If it goes down, alts will bleed hard. And that would include Chappyz, and that would mean it would go to the downside. And then the other side is, if you want to get in anyways, you could get a little bit here, see how it plays out, and get a little bit more if it goes down. So that's up to your strategy. And then also you have to see, if you're in Germany, you have to always see that what you buy now, if you don't hold it for 1 year, you will have to pay tax on it. So everything that you buy early is free of tax a year from now. So yeah. Green Lantern says, get a bounce, we'll catch the rest later. Hit the like button, 26 people and way too little likes, send it. Oh yeah, thank you very much for that, Green Lantern. Hit the like button as hard as you can, definitely. And thanks for the likes and subscribe. Trucking Hank says, it was my birthday yesterday, so I bought myself an Ecomi Secret Rare logo. Really enjoying the exclusive group. Whoa! Congratulations! So first of all, happy birthday to you. I hope you enjoyed your birthday and nice birthday present you gave yourself. That is some money, though. What did you pay? Like 1.8K or what is that? Or is it already cheaper? Congrats on the purchase and happy birthday. Yep, absolutely. Morning all. Anand, what is going on? All the rare hodlers are here. My portfolio has been smashed the past month. Hoping things turn around. They will turn around. I think so. They will turn around. They will turn around. It's just a matter of time. Sometimes you need a cool off. I mean, if you look at the monthly on our charts, sometimes you just need a cool off. Okay. And that goes for all coins. But if you see, for example, if we bounce here for Chappyz, I mean, you have higher highs. That's confirmed. You just need a higher low, and you're in an uptrend, right? Simple as that. So, not looking to buy Luncy, looking to sell if we get another good pump. Oh yeah, I think my Luna that I bought in the last cycle at basically the high, that's like went from what was that, like $50 to a couple of cents. So that one is wrecked. That is a loss that I have in my books. 30 people in here. It's getting more and more and more. Okay, last thing here. We wanted to look at Ecomi. Just a second, though. USDT dominance, just quickly, is, so there is a little bit. So we actually got rejected now at this resistance line for the USDT. So Tether dominance, right? How much Tether is? If this chart is up, there is a lot of Tether and crypto sold. If the chart is down, there is a lot of Tether allocated to crypto, right? So we are getting rejected at the moment, which is another sign that the market might be coming up once more. If we get rejected here hard and then we lose this, boom, this will be our big rally, right? So you see here, we marked this arrow here at the upside that we want to see this red waterfall of US Tether being allocated to the market. And that is a ton, like a shitload of money, right? So this could be already the turning point. And only this little bit of red caused what we are seeing in green in the market right now. So be prepared with that. If you wanted to buy the dip, you didn't, you might wanna buy a little bit, at least a little bit, in case that this goes completely nuts in the next days. Because as much as everyone claims that they know where the market is going, they don't. Okay, so they don't. They really don't, because no one knows. You can make an educated guess as we do, but you really don't. So Tether being allocated to the market, this is in the broader scheme of things, this is a big allocation that we already had. So 44% of what was there as Tether is allocated. If we would have our downswing of what the billions and billions of Tether, the ideal scenario would be another 40% allocation to the market. And remember that this was a couple of 100% rally out of many cryptos. So if this repeats, you get another couple of 100% out of your cryptos. Not too shabby. Okay, as I said, let's look at Ecomi. So Ecomi is still in this downtrend that we marked out here, I don't know, a long time ago. I mean, when whales speak, we listen, right? So John's Crypto Therapy said that he is waiting for the liquidation event. He is sitting. This is why there is these whales here. This is John's Crypto Therapy and his friends, right? So we have this whale here, and actually it needs to be here, because he said on his video, on his latest video, that he is sitting with his buy orders at 0005 flat, like 0005 and something. So he is expecting the price to go to rip through this and go in here and then bounce, and then he's going to take a trade to the upside again, which makes sense, right? So we could see another downswing of 20% for Omi. That would be where, if you are bullish and if you do not have enough Ecomi and if you still want to get into Ecomi, this lower, as we said, this lower area would be your buying, your buy-in. If the whales are pushing the price down to this level, that's where some people want to have orders. So why is Omi looking like that? Because, I mean, I marked it out here. That is like, there's no way in hell that this is not price manipulation. This price is locked in since 500 days between 001 and 0005. It's clean numbers, and it's as if the whales agreed that every couple of months they are taking 100% trade to the upside, and then they are taking a 50% to the downside. You see it here, right? I mean, you have it here, downside, upside, downside, upside. So you have 3 short trades, and as of now 2 big pumps. That is a ton of money if you play this with millions of Omi, right? Hundreds of millions of Omi. So the question is, when will the whales release, or when will the lock of this be broken? Because whales don't care how often they repeat this, as long as they are making their 100% profits all the time. Probably if Ecomi gets somewhat of an unexpected big exchange listing, we might fire through this resistance, and then we'll have a new area where prices will trade. But as long as this happens, I'd say, so my guess would be that we are probably going to do this, and then this, and then come back up here again. Something like that. And then the question will be, is there an altcoin season with enough access to Ecomi to bring the price out of this zone, finally out of the zone? I mean, this zone, if you want to be really exact, and you say, okay, we have entered this zone, and now we are here. We are since 531 days in this whale accumulation. This is massive. This is absolutely massive, and let's look at it on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis, it looks like this. Maybe we get rid of our whole thing. So as you can see here, also the TSI on the weekly is on negative. When we are with the TSI on negative, we see it here, then we're having some downside, right? I mean, I don't know if we can use it accurately, but let's see. TSI cross to the positive, had a rally at least. Let's see if we can use the TSI for Ecomi predictions. We must be getting close to some Omi news from the team. Well, it seems, and let's talk about this as well. I've pulled this up here. Actually, did I? Yes. It seems that maybe there is news coming up with StackR, right? So there is the rumor that, because David posted this, right? Until we meet again, we have created a new account system on the StackR platform. Stay tuned. There is more to come. This is just the beginning, so this is until we see, until we meet again, right? I've logged on StackR. It's the same login as the official Veve one on the Veve Comics side. So it's an official Veve sign in. It's like a single sign on or something like that, right? So, and this might indicate that StackR, here we see it, right? By the way, full transparency, you can even see my vote value at the moment. There is 67 comics missing though, because they somehow don't have it. But there might be coming an integration with StackR. Which could be that StackR is actually somewhat becoming a marketplace, an external marketplace for Veve NFTs. If that happens, if the Veve NFTs are tradable on StackR, and you would be able to use Omi on StackR, then this could be cool. This could be where Omi to NFT on an external site comes in. We saw it in the TOS before, in the terms of service, that they were preparing for an external marketplace to use Omi. So Omi to NFT is definitely coming. The question is in which way, and then the question is how will StackR attract more people with that, right? So Dan O says, when Viviverse, I'm still in disbelief. It went from having a detailed release schedule in late 22 to just limited beta access for the past 1.5 years. I think that the reason for this is that they actually have someone, an advisor now versus then, that actually understands the crypto cycle. And that these advisors or this advisor told them that if they launch a metaverse now, the effect is going to go completely zero. Do you see any projects that are launching their metaverses at the moment and have nice price action because of that? I don't think so. I would say that they are waiting for an altcoin push and the narrative go from gaming to metaverse again. I would say. Yeah, Trucking says more beta users soon. You want to have that tested, and I think you have time. You have time because remember, I don't know if you were here. I think you were here. Probably you were here last cycle. You remember how when really everyone pushed out their stuff, that was when like the latest altcoin pumps, that was like altcoin season. And altcoin season is when Bitcoin dominance crashes, right? So you see it here. So you want to launch, ideally, in my opinion, Ecomi and Veve, they want to launch their this is really annoying with the trading view. I'm sorry for refreshing all the time, but I cannot draw. So you want to really launch when this falls, right? So you want to launch big news for Veve and for Ecomi when this is falling off a cliff, when money is being allocated from Bitcoin to altcoins in a big way, like in a massive way, which is not the case right now. I know that there are coins that do 40% on a day now and then, but altcoin season is when every coin does 40 or 50 or 100% on a day, on a daily basis, like every day. That it looks like this. It looks like this. Yeah. So it really looks like this. It's going to fall off a cliff for weeks on end, for months. Yeah. And that's just not the case right now. So you don't want to launch your metaverse news. Even if it's ready, you don't want to launch it right now, because the only things that people care about at the moment are memes. Now you could argue that Ecomi kind of like a bad narrative would be that Omi is kind of a meme coin, but it's not. So, and then Omi will have the utility, and then you have AI, you have gaming, and you have maybe SocialFi, right? These are the big narratives, and then you have some layers that do something different, but the big narratives are dead at the moment. And narratives shift along the crypto cycle. So, yeah. Some people say, oh, this is how a dead coin looks for Ecomi, right? A dead coin doesn't look like this, right? A dead coin doesn't have 100% pumps. This is how a manipulated coin looks. So, yeah. This is how a coin looks where the user base gets played by whales. Yeah. Energy says Weaver's third beta wave started, I guess. I don't know, Energy, are you still using, like, are you still doing stuff in the Weaver's beta? Let's quickly look at this. So StackR is also giving out some stats, and I think they are considering that there is no narrative and almost no new users for Veve. So it's still fine, like the numbers are fine for an absolute bear market. You have to understand, and we will do another update video on this soon. You have to understand that Veve is currently at the bear market bottom. Or not Veve only, but NFTs in general. Like NFTs and everything like around this is still at the bear market bottom, because they are lagging behind the normal altcoin cycle. I'm not talking about Ecomi. Ecomi should be going up soon, but at least like the Veve market. So you have 6,826 unique users, 62 new users, and 7 returning users. Okay, interesting. So returning, I don't know exactly what the stats are for returning, but probably some very long offline wallet that came back. We have 30,538 transactions, which means that this is, of which 12,500 are storments, which means that all of this like generated fees, right? So you have over 787,000 USD amount transacted across all markets. That means primary and secondary. And of that, about $200,000 from the this is the week. This is not the month. This is a weekly recap. So that's $200,000 in a week for Veve. And it's not that the $200,000 are all for Veve, like, oh, Veve can keep that. No, a big chunk of that, probably more than half of that, goes to licensors. But a bigger part is also, like, a big part is still the 2.5% fee, and from the primary, I think they keep quite a bit. So yeah, exactly. Like Dan O says, you have to be waiting. Like, you have to calculate that if this market, and I'm really going to say it this way, like, if this market turns around, it's going to be more to the end of the year. Then we will see a turnaround. Maybe we will see it very tiny in the stats. So we really have to look at these StackR stats a little bit, because something like, okay, returning users and new users, if we see on a consistent basis that new users and returning users slowly creep up, this might be already a sign for the turnaround. So as long as prices, though, continue to fall on Veve, the turnaround is, or the bottom is not in yet. And I mean, you have, on the one hand, you have dilution, you have always the new shiny big thing, and on the other hand, you have the fees that are draining liquidity from the Veve app. So we will see. It will be pretty interesting to see how the Veve mainstays will start reacting. The what? The Veve mainstays? Okay, the people reacting. Everything is still stagnant by Q4 of this year. I want to see even the most steadfast moon boys capitulate a little. I don't know if this will ever happen, like if there will be ever a capitulation of the most moon boys, because there will be in the end, it's like, oh, it's worth nothing, but it looks good, so I'm going to stick with it, right? And I don't think, I think that capitulation, I would say it already happened. Remember the time when a lot of the previous, or some of the previous community YouTuber members, like HelloK and Keval and so on, sold their Veve stuff? I'd say that was the capitulation event, maybe. It was not the exact bottom, because we're still going lower in prices, and from that perspective you have to give props to people to sell their stuff before it's the bottom. Maybe I don't know if they re-accumulated something, but yeah, I think that was somewhat of a capitulation event, yeah. And then I think there was after first they said, okay, I sold everything on Veve, I put it in Omi because Omi will have more returns. And then after a while, we had a capitulation event where they basically said, okay, Omi's going to zero, I'm going to sell my Omi as well. And they were out of the entire market. Yeah, so let's look at this quickly. So this is coming up now. The Marvel Mighty Venomized next stage. So you actually have now the drop apparently of that poisoned venom, where you can venomize your mighties. So apparently there is no maximum purchase amount. There are 18,000 editions of the venom, and it's going to cost 5 gems. So $5 for venomizing, right? Even there you can use MCPs, which is not necessary, I think, for this drop. But yeah, I think it's just a standard now on every drop. And this comes along with the mighties here, with this mighty drop. And there are more mighties than are on this banner. Yeah, 18k editions is only because some people might want to create multiple venomized mighties, right? So you have several mighty drops with thousands of editions. If you want to venomize them, like you for the crafting event, you have to venomize several mighties, so you need already several poisons. And then I think you might need more to actually craft the carnage, right? Dan O, I think someone asked that before, Dan O, what do you think of low mint Mick? I think the theory is correct that he's building up a sell wall to scoop up stormtroopers that are lower. So there's no reason to list stormtroopers at 13 gems when you bought them at 20 or 26 right after. There's no sense in that, and I don't think that someone who spends that much money needs a couple of gems now. That just doesn't make any sense. I think he's pushing the price down to grab more stormtroopers actually. So yeah, and actually maybe if people misinterpret, they might be even playing into his game and listing them even lower to get rid of them. So maybe he's doing a play to lower his entry on more stormtroopers. But what we see here on this drop is like there are a couple of mighties, like 15 gems. By the way, 15 gems, wasn't mighties 13 gems before? I think they increased the price. I think it was 13 gems at least a while ago, for a mighty drop. Right now it's 15, so inflation is hitting on Veve. But this might be a good thing, because if they have a fixed contract with Marvel, they might be getting these 2 gems extra for Veve and don't have to pay then to maybe there's a fixed price on the primary store purchase for the Marvel, like how much they have. Let's say before it was like 13 gems on the store, they pay 7 gems to Marvel, 6 gems for them. Now with 15 gems they have 8 gems for them, right? So maybe they increase their margin by increasing the price. This could be the play. So we get the Mystique. All of these are around 2,000, and then we have the Juggernaut with 1,500, and then we have some other Emma Frost here 900. So they have again a little bit lower edition chase in that, but it's not as low edition as they made it before with some of the secret rares. And the question is, which of these can be venomized? I think that was the high edition ones, right? Or is it even one of these? I don't know. It's been like the MM drop for 50. Oh, okay. So it's already a little bit longer. I honestly did not remember that, but yeah, like the third. Oh, the third. The MM drop. The third Marvel Mighty drop. Yeah, okay, understand. Okay, guys, that is fine. So last look here, next upcoming drops. Veve is still dropping some comics on the app with higher editions. There is another Star Wars, the Kylo Ren, that looks pretty good. But they're still launching comics via the app. People are still participating in that, besides the Veve comics. So overall, I think there must be some decent money making in general with all of that minting going on. Anyways, guys, I have to jump, but the good news is, first of all, smash the like button if you enjoy the stream. Secondly, subscribe if you haven't yet. Third, important stuff is, there will be more crypto morning coffee this week, so make sure to stay tuned. We are going to go over a lot of interesting stuff, and stay also tuned for more videos, as I might be having more time now to create some videos. So yeah, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great